Okay, hang on. We're on your trailer? Trailer? What trailer? What's our intro? So apparently we were supposed to be making a trailer.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Let's start with the problem.
I got the same old shoes with
Not that problem.
why would I sing the blues?
Wait, what was my line again?
According to
According to
The National Library of Medicine.
the anterior cruciate ligament, or the ACL, is the most commonly torn knee ligament.
additionally, approximately 400,000 ACL reconstruction surgeries take place in the United States every year.
That's a lot of surgeries.
Individuals recovering from ACL surgery face extreme discomfort and long recovery times with existing knee braces.
This often requires multiple add-ons and can lead to deterioration in the muscles around the knee.
These issues hinder the road to recovery, especially for athletes and people in the active workforce.
It's marketable, it's patentable.
Here at Kinetos, we plan on incorporating the needs of you.
Gonna do.
We are adding ice packs and detachable hooks to our brace for mobile recovery.
We are committed to creating an ACL knee brace that provides a better experience for our users.
So follow us on our journey
To building.
a better brace. We are Kinetos.
Hello, I'm Kate Cosentine. Hello, my name is Abby Cosentine.
Hi, my name is Madison.
What's up? My name is Nathan Hampton. According to the National Library of Medicine, the anterior cruciate ligament, or ACL, is the most commonly injured knee ligament. Additionally, over 400,000 ACL reconstruction surgeries happen in the U.S. every year alone.
Individuals recovering from ACL surgery face long recovery times and discomfort with current braces. They also require multiple add-ons and can lead to deterioration in the muscles around the knee. ACL injuries are one of the worst injuries, with recovery taking anywhere from 9 to 12 months.
During the recovery process, patients are often required to wear knee braces. These knee braces are itchy and uncomfortable and don't sit well on the knee. This can hinder the road to recovery for individuals.
This can leave workers and athletes on bed rest for weeks and out of their jobs and sports for months. It can be mentally stressful as individuals are thrown out of routine and forced to change their day-to-day lives.
Our team decided to change that. But first, we needed a team identity. Stably, stronger step,
Recovery knees.
modifiable ACL brace. We chose the name Kinetos. In Greek, the word kinetos means mobile.
But Kinetos isn't just our name. It represents our original idea.
Whoa, we'll get to that part.
We didn't start as Kinetos.
We started as an idea.
Hello?
Addison, I just came up with a great pitch week idea. What if we could make a brace that would help people recovering from ACL injuries and help them recover on the go?
Oh my goodness, that's genius. We should totally do it.
Alright, I'll see you at school.
Okay, bye.
Down this ramp, and then it's gonna click, and that's how you're gonna know that your piece is okay, and it's gonna be harder to figure it out. You just pull up, twist the opposite direction, and pull it again.
Our first was the idea of adding detachable hooks to the side of the brace so that patients post-surgery can actively work towards recovery.
Our brace users would do this by first locking the hooks into the brace and then attaching the exercise bands to those hooks.
This way, patients can recover at work, at home, or anywhere they can sit. This is a simple addition that can make the recovery process more efficient, as well as help users get back to their day-to-day activities and sports as soon as possible. Along those lines, we also want to include a way for ice packs to be held against the knee while on the go, rather than needing to sit on the couch for hours icing the knee.
Our initial design involved attaching ice pouches to the brace so they could be removed but still be fitted in comfortably. But before our first presentation, we needed to figure out if our idea was feasible. We needed a professional opinion.
We reached out to Dr. Abby Thomas, a professor in the UNCC Department of Applied Physiology, Health, and Clinical Science, and a doctor of kinesiology. Dr. Thomas's research is centered on understanding the long-term consequences of knee injuries, particularly the neuromuscular effects of anterior cruciate ligament or ACL injuries.
We needed the input of our mentor, Dr. Abby Thomas. So we met up with our mentor for the first time in the Belk gym to discuss our ideas for the project moving forward.
It's marketable. It's patentable.
After getting the thumbs up from Dr. Abby Thomas, we decided it was time to get feedback from a more general audience.
Our product is for you, and that's why we asked you what the most important part of the recovery process is when using a brace.
From this information, we learned that the top 3 concerns are knee support, quick recovery, and mobile recovery.
So these became the focus for our brace.
After the results came back from the public, it was time to work towards piecing the idea together for our first presentation. From workdays to a lot of late-night Zoom calls, we prepared to share our idea with our first audience.
When it was finally time to show off our hard work, it was a very successful display.
And at the same time, our portfolio was just as successful.
And before we knew it, Phase 2 had begun.
Well, we did have that slight intermission.
But after that, we created our annotated sketches for our next prototype.
This is where we met our first unobtainable as a group.
We couldn't create both ice pouches and attachable hook prototypes before the second presentation.
So we decided to create annotated sketches for both prototypes and only create a mock prototype for the hook. Then later in Phase 3, we would get to the development of the ice pouch.
While simultaneously researching and gaining knowledge about the ACL and ACL recovery.
And filming our trailer.
You sound so boring. Oh my gosh. To become more informed on this topic, we chose to read an ACL guidebook, A Patient's Point of View by Shai Simpson.
What are you working on today, Addison?
Annotations.
Through reading and researching, we found out our specific brace was the post-operation, and the patient receives it 4 to 6 weeks into recovery. We took this information directly to our mentor, but this time, Dr. Thomas had something special in store for our meeting.
Dr. Thomas led us in the official UNCC Kinetics Lab underneath the Belk Gymnasium building, where she showed us exercises ACL patients use to recover post-surgery. Our mentor also informed us of all of the benefits of a compression sleeve post-operation, leading us to design a compression sleeve that would hold the ice packs while being worn underneath the knee brace. The compression sleeve would help reduce swelling while also allowing patients to ice their knee even while not wearing the brace.
But we didn't stop there. We needed to poll our specific audience to find out what was the worst parts of recovery for them.
The more specific athletes poll shared that the worst part of recovery was not being able to participate in pre-injury activities. And as athletes here at Kinetos, we understand how that feels.
It was now time for us to begin development of our CAD models for our attachable hooks.
We then took those annotated sketches and the first iteration of our hooks to our mentor and CAD modeling specialist, Ms. Leslie Cosentine, to get feedback on our design before moving to printing.
She loved our idea, and she added a few tweaks to the CAD model of our attachable hooks.
So after multiple design variations, we sent the file to Ms. Cosentine for printing. And came up with this. Our mock prototypes, 3D printed detachable hooks.
We created 2 iterations of our attachable hook mechanism. First is a thread lock, and the next is the push and twist mechanism.
With our mock prototype complete, we had to prepare for our second presentation.
And with that, it was time to present our research, trailer, and mock prototype to both the class and our mentor. In our next phase, we are going to continue testing our brace. We are attempting to meet 4 specific criteria of success through these tests.
These criteria are sustainability, durability, safety, and effectiveness.
We will be force testing our attachable hooks with this Fisher scale. We will also be testing the fabric of our ice pouches with the Pasco Temperature Probe. Moving forward, we will finish our testing by the end of January. By the end of February, we should have a fully functioning attachable hook that is embedded into the knee brace. By the end of March, we will have our ice pouches completed and testable by users. Finally, at the end of April, we will have a finished prototype that we will be presenting at Expo.
Throughout part 1 of our Expo project, we have had many ups and downs. We've done well with communicating with each other and with our mentor. We also have done well at improving our design by creating multiple iterations to create the best final product. Going forward, we would like to improve our standard of work and time management when it comes to documentation.
Are you excited for Shark Week?
I'm looking forward to creating a unique presentation for classmates, teachers, and others.
I'm so excited for Shark Week.
Thank you for watching
Part 1 of our creation of the Kinetos knee brace. We are Kinetos!
With the first half of Expo complete, it was now a race to finalize and refine our 2 products for a successful final Expo.
We got a little derailed by winter break. It did snow after all. But then we locked back in.
For Shark Tank, you're going to need to capture the attention of the sharks, while also finding a way to inform. And of course, display your prototypes effectively.
Shark Tank was a lot more than a presentation. It was about the documentation to back it up.
So we split up the work while still keeping our Instagram followers up to date on our engineering and design process.
When it finally came time to present, the sharks loved our idea. After finally deciding on the snap-in and U-hook design, we had to now continue on to testing to test our detachable hooks.
Fourth item
To
to your testing.
we're gonna get some rope. Hook testing day is one of my favorite parts of the entirety of the project. The main goal is to make sure that the hooks are able to withstand at least 50 pounds of force, ranging from degrees of 0 to 180. That way, we can make sure that the hooks can withstand all the patient's physical therapy exercises. Alright, 50, yup.
We did 20 force tests in total, testing the hook's resistance to the force after a series of repeated uses.
The hooks didn't just pass, they broke the scale. After testing, we still had a lot of work to do on the hook. The main issue was that the hook was too big to fit on the desired points of contact on the brace.
The problem with the mechanism of the brace was when it was sized down, the printer could not print out the minute details. This made it so the keys on the top part of the brace would snap off, or they would not twist and lock into place correctly.
Abby worked with our CAD mentor, Mrs. Leslie Cosentine, to make some reconfigurations to our design.
Firstly, we made the cylindrical part of the top smaller. Then we rounded out the keys and shortened them so they would not snap. Lastly, we extended the base so all of the mechanisms could fit. Although this would complicate the attachment of the hooks to the brace, we knew it would be worth it to have a detachable design.
With our compression sleeve planned out, we had to decide on what materials to use for the interior of the sleeve.
What better way to do that than by testing?
We acquired the Pasco temperature probe from Miss Cosentine, which measured the temperature of the materials through contact.
You can see, I'll just put it next to something that's cold, and you can see how sensitive it is. Right now, it's measuring periodic at the cycle of 2 hertz, so that's how often it's taken a measurement.
With the Pasco temperature probe, we are testing for the thermoconductivity of these materials. Why? This material is a buffer between the ice pack and the skin. It must have a degree of flexibility to match the compressive ice sleeve while still providing the required amount of cold to reduce the swelling, decrease pain, and lead to faster healing. The specific threshold for cold is from 10 to 14 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. As you can see between the two charts, the nylon won over the spandex because it remained the coldest the longest.
On Thursday the 13th, our team met once again at the Belk Gymnasium with our mentor, Dr. Abby Thomas.
Here, we gain access to the motion capture lab that UNC Charlotte staff uses to track force on the body as individuals move.
Then the data they collected is sent through a program that uses the force and motion of my body to figure out where and how I'm most likely to injure myself.
To try out this process, Addison had reflective orbs stuck to the bony parts of her body, including feet, knees, hips, and shoulders.
From there, she did various actions, like walking, jumping, and even dancing.
After a couple of weeks, we got the results back. In simple terms, I'm more likely to injure my left knee than my right.
This experience gave us further insight of how injuries occur.
We also learned that recovery exercises can differ in priority between ACL patients.
While completing our latest English project,
We would need to read a book on time management.
For our second research book, we decided on Time Management by Brian Tracy.
Time management will always be one of the skills that makes the difference between a quality project from start to finish and one that is rushed in the end in order to make it.
Before we knew it, Phase 3 was almost entirely over.
Unlike our previous presentations, for Phase 3 we presented to just 2 other groups who also had medical-based projects. And then it was into Phase 4.
it was now time to complete our final steps of prototype building with our compression sleeve and our modified knee brace.
The carbon fiber for the hooks has finally arrived. It is time to print out the 4 hooks for the last time in this new, stronger material.
How do you feel about the in-house expo coming up on April 3rd?
Honestly, pretty good. All of our stuff is in order. We just have to make sure we actually have like our products, because that's our biggest challenge right now. But we have 2 weeks to do it, so I think we'll be okay. Our finished brace prototype was on the horizon. All that was left to do was to embed the hooks into the skeleton of our physical knee brace.
To embed the hook bases, we decided to use the drill press with a circular bit to drill 1/1000th of an inch hole into the brace skeleton. Then we would use the glue recommended by our mentor to attach the filament to the plastic. While Abby and Addison worked on embedding the hooks, Nathan and I worked with Miss Utley and her sewing machine to figure out where and how the ice pouches would fit on our compression sleeve. With her guidance, I marked the spots on the pouches to be sewn, and Nathan sewed the pouches on. With the application of all 4 hooks and the finalization of our compression sleeve, our knee brace was becoming exactly how we had hoped it would become. Our dream was becoming reality.
And the long-awaited in-house expo was upon us.
For In-House Expo, we had shirts we handmade with the Cricut machine. We also had brace prototypes displayed proudly for others to see the progress and growth of our project.
After watching our journey, you might be wondering, why Gunatos? We are not just high schoolers trying to get an A on our engineering project, but we are all athletes who have seen firsthand the impact of ACL injuries on our community. We are all collectively baddies.
Addison's a baddie. Abby's a baddie. Kay's a baddie.
Addison admitted you want to employ children.
You've been fired.
Yeah, how do you feel?